This is where the fun begins.
Hello there. How's it going?
Hey everyone, Hybrid Toy Reviews here, and today we are taking a look at the Star Wars The Black Series, Grand Admiral Thrawn, as he appears in Star Wars Ahsoka. This is a figure that I have been waiting for, and now that it's here, I just gotta say, what was at first just a dream has now become a frightening reality for those who may oppose us. This figure looks phenomenal. Just initial impressions from him in the box, I'm just like, wow. So I'm amped. I want to get him out of the box. I want to show you everything there is to know about this Grand Admiral Thrawn. So without further ado, let's jump into the packaging segment and just get into it before I keep just geeking about how cool it looks. Here we have Grand Admiral Thrawn in his packaging. It is the standard packaging that is current for the line, with your Black Series logo up above a big window showing Thrawn and his one accessory off nicely. He's number 12 in the Ahsoka line, says Grand Admiral Thrawn up the side. Star Wars Ahsoka, warning 4+ Hasbro. This side of the box features some really, really cool artwork of Lars Mikkelsen as he appears in the show. Looks very nice. Has Grand Admiral Thrawn right at the bottom of the box. This side of the box features your traditional wraparound window, wraparound blue stripe, Black Series logo down below. Around back features Black Series logo again, a zoom in of that side art, a bio about Grand Admiral Thrawn, who is the last unaccounted for Grand Admiral of the Imperial Navy. Wow, they got all of them, didn't they? He's number 12 in the Ahsoka line. Once again, there's a bunch of legal stuff. Disney, Hasbro, barcode, more legal stuff. Nah, I can't read all that. And then up top is your hanger tab and no window. The new boxes haven't had windows up top yet, which is fine because while they let a little bit of light in the box for those in-box collectors, come on, we're not those losers. We open our toys here, so let's get into it. So here's Grand Admiral Thrawn out of the packaging, and as always, we're going to start by taking a look at his accessories. He comes with just the one, being his very little pistol. It is an all-black plastic, and there is some small sculpted-in details going on, but nothing too insane. It is just his, officer sidearm, so he holds it very well. You can get him to do all the Thrawn things you want, but we don't really even see him use it in the show. In the show, it was very much just a belt piece. For all we know, there wasn't even a barrel in that holster. It was just a grip that they glued in, and that's A-okay. I don't really typically pose Thrawn all battle posed up. He's always the tactician, although I do like how in Rebels we do see that he can throw hands, the training droids and stuff. So I think it will be interesting to see if any of that adapts to live action, because I think he could honestly brawl it out with a Jedi for a little bit. He's got the ability. So looking at Grand Admiral Thrawn with the weapon and holster, he looks oh so good. I really, really love how they adapted him to live action, and I think bringing Lars back was a great choice. Speaking of him, let's take a look at this head sculpt, which is just wow. So I recently got the pleasure of looking at the Hot Toys over at Blitz Transmission's place, and while that is absolutely insane, this is nothing to slouch at either. Looks oh so good. The one thing I'll say is the eyes are so small that even though they're red, they kind of seem a little bit dark, but they weren't vibrant, in the show, whereas I know in, the Heir to the Empire novelizations, they were described as almost having a glow, and, but these are very, very notably red, and they just look oh so good, and it is an excellent face sculpt. I love the black hair. It's not that a touch of blue so much anymore. It's very, very good looking. It's just an excellent, excellent head sculpt, standing him back up straight and setting him back. I love the sculpting here. Something I really like is how there's bunching to the fabric right here that indicates that when he puts on his tunic, it wraps over and pulls to that side and pins up there. Oh, so good. Such a nice attention to detail. He's got his code cylinders and his Grand Admiral rank, and then the gold epaulets on each shoulder, just looking oh so nice. Very, very shiny. And then going down from there, it is a very nicely sculpted white Imperial officer uniform with some adequate sculpted wrinkling around the areas that would bunch up, like your shoulders and elbows, as you would articulate in it. I like the pinching in the back, like he's pulled it down under his belt. And there's some bagginess in the pants. What are those called? Jodhpurs, I believe. I know it's a German word. And then he's got the very tall black boots. I mean, objectively, it's not the most exciting, outfit but it's just what he wears, and it has been recreated oh so very well. And something that I would like to do comparison-wise is bring in my red and black box Grand Admiral Thrawn. I know they redid Grand Admiral Thrawn in the archive line with a photo reel, but they didn't photo reel it to Lars. They kind of did that thing they did with all the Rebels figures where they just kind of made it look like a more real person. And since he was always an animated or a book character, I never really bothered with that pickup except for the one that I had Timothy Zahn sign, which is fine. But, I mean, just one besides the other. This looks like a cartoon guy now. I mean, this is such a improvement. The differences in the sculpt are subtle, but it is just a move in the right direction. I will say there is one thing that I don't like on the new one, and it's probably accurate. I haven't been staring at him, but I think the old one got it right. Is the new one seems very leggy. I don't know. I'm looking at him, and it just seems like his legs are almost disproportionately long because, the tunic is supposed to drape down over kind of like, I don't want to say a skirt, but, it drapes over the tops of the thighs at least. And so that means that, his hips are, really, just below the belt if you're wearing the belt right, or, maybe, somewhere halfway up the holster is, where the peg would be. And I don't know. There's a part of me that's just are his legs a little long? I mean, it's not, extremely, but it's just, and maybe Lars just has long legs. But I don't know. It was my first thought out of the box was maybe they're a little long, but I might be nitpicking the hell out of it too. It's not a negative. So just a thought, whereas I think the old one was just a little bit more generically proportioned, which doesn't allow there to be extremities like that. But I think it looks good, and I think once you get them on the shelf with some stormtroopers or night troopers, I suppose. Were they night troopers or death troopers or however it worked out? There's so many different troopers, I'm sorry. But I just think he looks oh so good. To run through some articulation, he has everything that you would expect from a standard Black Series figure featuring a double ball-jointed neck, which allows him to look that far up, that far down. He has some side-to-side and a ton of side-to-side pivot going on. His arms come up to a T-pose, and if there's a butterfly joint, it doesn't do much. He might be out of luck on the butterfly joint. Also, again, don't know that he really needs it. I mean, he's not doing anything extreme. He can do 360 degrees at the shoulder, of course, with single-jointed elbows that go past 90 and swivel at the elbow. And then his wrists go 360 degrees with the left one, which is sculpted in kind of a relaxed position, hinging in and out. And the right one with the trigger finger going up and down. I like that for blaster pointing. That's a good call. There's a mid-torso ball joint, allowing him to crunch that far forward, which isn't a huge amount, that far back, which is an insane amount, to the point that you can actually gap in there a little bit above the belt. That's neat. And then, yeah, get it back down like so. And of course, swivel and pivot and anything you want. There's an omnidirectional point. The legs come all the way out, almost to a straight splits. His legs can go that far forward, which ain't bad. That far back, which also ain't bad. There's no upper thigh swivel, but it does pivot a little bit on the ball joint. You negate that with the knee joints, which go to 90 degrees, and then they swivel. Your swivel at the knee negates the thigh joint because it's two different things doing the same thing for the lower leg. So I don't mind it personally. His feet can point straight down, which is really good. And then if you kind of force it a little bit, but it goes pretty far forward, I'm satisfied. And then there's a ton of pivot on that foot, allowing you to stand Thrawn with his legs spread as wide as you like to get some wide stanced poses, and he looks oh so cool. To do some size comparisons, I'm going to bring in, let me get him in a standing position, but let's bring in the new body. I say new body as if 2020 is new, but the new body of Imperial Stormtrooper. Here he is next to Sabine Wren, who he actually comes face-to-face with in the series. And then the brand new Ahsoka the White, which is in the same wave. And because he's about to become a serious problem for her, how about General Hera Syndulla? So we've got a pretty decent Rebels reunion going on here. Thrawn stands taller than everyone else. I feel that is accurate. And all in all, this is a display that I'm very happy with. I think he looks oh so good. Let's get into the wrap-up. Oh my gosh. What a figure. We've been waiting for this. This new Grand Admiral Thrawn that actually looks like the guy. This is so cool. I'm extremely satisfied with this Grand Admiral Thrawn, and I will tell you, this is an essential. This is a must-have for the collection. He will look oh so good on your Imperial Officer shelf. He will look oh so good on your Ahsoka shelf. This is just the definitive look for Grand Admiral Thrawn. The articulation is a nice, solid update. The likeness is just chef's kiss. The legs might be a little long, but it's okay because I'm a leg man. And just all in all, I'm incredibly satisfied with this action figure. I think that you'll be too if you're adding him to your collection. He's just oh so good. So that's it for now. Thanks a bunch for watching. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, you should leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All those end of video things. I will catch you next time. Until then, may the Force be with each and every one of you, and goodbye.